guys, welcome back to my channel.
You should see me in a crowd. I'm gonna run, there's nothing to help.
This is like the 4th video we filmed tonight because we just have so many crazy customer stories. So we're gonna tell you some more crazy customer service stories about crazy customers because they're fun to film. We hope they're fun to watch, and Karlie's gonna tell you guys about a crazy coupon lady. I have not heard this story, so I'm excited to hear, and yeah.
Okay, so this lady comes in, it's like a little bit after lunch, so it's still like kind of busy, kind of not, it's just kind of steady. And this lady comes in and she has like 4 kids with her, and so I was kind of like, okay, well, probably gonna make a bunch of kids meals or whatever. Actually, she didn't get kids meals. She got 3, like one of like the more, so she got a cold cup. They're usually like one of our $5 footlongs, but at the time it wasn't, and she was already complaining about that. And I said, yeah, like they're not $5 anymore. I don't know why. Like they changed, and so they're like 6 something. It's not even that expensive, but it's like 6 something for like
$1 more.
Yeah, for a cold cut. And so I think she got 2 cold cuts and like a steak, which is more of like a, it's like $9 and something cents, like $9.18, something like that. And she comes up to where we ring them up and whatever, and she's like, so I want to use some coupons. And I was like, okay, great. And I was, you know, expecting her to like hand them to me, and she literally just pulls out her phone, and it's literally a picture of like the Subway pamphlet that they get in the mail of like all the coupons. Like you can see like all this stuff around like her kitchen table, and it's literally like this shittiest picture. So we have a Subway app, and like sometimes people will give us coupons that like say stuff on them, and like we'll just like ring them in the register. And so I was expecting her to give me
that. Obviously.
And I looked
she gives
down,
you your phone.
Yeah,
oh
and so I looked down and I'm like, so do you have the coupons with you? And she goes, no, I just have a picture of them. I'm like, okay, well that's not really how like the coupons work. I'm like, I have to have them in order for you to get the coupon price. Like, doesn't that make sense? Like, don't you think that people would,
well, duh, because it says like
that, like there's expiration dates, and like some places that you actually have to scan them and able to use them.
Common sense.
And so I was like, I can't do anything about this. Like, you have to have the pamphlet. She was like, well, they've done it before here. And I was like, well, sorry, like I have to follow the rules. Like, I don't know who did that for you, but like that's not, I'm not supposed to do that. It's just a lot of reasons like as to why we need them, and it's like I don't even know if you have the coupon, so like anyone could get like even a picture offline of a coupon, be like, well, here I have a free coupon for a free sandwich or whatever, and it's like you can't use that. Like, it's common sense. Like, you have to have the coupons with you. But so she was mad that she couldn't get the steak one for cheaper. And so I just, you know, continuously was telling her, I was like, I can't give you the price unless you have the coupons. And she's like, well, can you just give me the price for them and then I can go home and grab the pamphlet? She's like, I literally live like 5 minutes away. And I was like, no. And she was like, well, why? And she's like, do you not trust me? And I was like, I don't even know you. Like, I was like, no, I can't do that. I'm like, how do I know that you're going to come back? Like, I literally told her that. No, I'm like, you can go to your house, though, and grab the coupons. I have to have them unless, you know, if you want the price. And she just thought it was so ridiculous. And then she goes, well, I don't want to pay for the steak. It had just came out of the toaster. I had her bread, I had her cheese, and I had her meat, and it was warmed up, and it was ready to be, you know, put veggies and sauces on it. And so
it was in the toaster?
I was ringing up while it was in the toaster. And so she told me, she was like, well, I don't want the steak anymore if I can't get it for like the $5.99 price or whatever. I was, at this point, I was just irritated. I was like, really? I'm like, I have to waste a whole sandwich now because of you? Because you thought that you can use a picture of coupons? Like, and so I was like, okay, well, do you want like a different sandwich, or do you just not want it at all and you only want the 2 cold cuts? And she goes, well, can you just make another cold cut for me then, I guess? Yeah, I guess. And so I go and put gloves on and I take the sandwich, the steak one, because obviously we can't like wait for another person that wants a steak and then use that. Like, we have to throw it away. Like, you can't do that in fast food. Like, it's sanitary reasons, right? And so I throw it away, and she literally goes, wow, you're just gonna throw away a whole sandwich? And I was like, well, yeah, you don't want it, so what am I supposed to do with it? I can't sell it to anyone else. And she was just like, that is so wasteful. And she was mad, like, she was like straight mad at me, and I was like, dude, you are being so ridiculous right now. And so I made her sandwich, and she was just so irritated about everything. My sister works with her mom over at the gas station, and so I guess the lady had gone over there and like complained about me and was like, the girl over there was so disrespectful and she wouldn't let me use my coupons and blah blah blah. And my sister was just kind of like, okay, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, and I went and told my sister the whole story, and she was like, That's literally common sense. You need the coupons in hand. Like, I need them.
Okay, so I have a story about, I think I've told you this, about like just a lady that wasn't rude, but she was just stupid. Like, she was just plain old dumb. Like, she did not understand anything that I was trying to explain to her. So this lady comes in with, I want to say, like 3 or 4 kids, and she's also there with like her mom. She had a bunch of sandwiches, right? So I know for sure that she had a foot-long ham, and then 2 6-inch hams, and then like a foot-long of something else. So let's say like a foot-long steak. So at Subway, we always tried to be like really nice. Like, if people came in like with families, like obviously some of them are gonna want different things on their sandwiches, which is why they get 6 inches and not foot-long. So I know for sure that she got 4 sandwiches altogether, 2 of them being 6-inch hams. Okay, so I go to ring the lady up. Like I said, like obviously the 2 kids that got like the 6-inch hams, like they didn't want the same thing on them, which is why they got like 2 6 inches instead of a foot long. But when I went to ring them up, I try to be nice. Like, if they're getting 2 6 inches of the same sandwich, it's cheaper if we ring it up as a foot long.
Yeah, with any sandwich, it's always cheaper if you do a foot long. I don't even think that that's like a nice thing that we do anymore.
I think it's just like we just do it. Like, it used to be, but then like everyone started doing it anyway, so it's just kind of the thing we do now. So I ring up the lady's mom's foot long steak, and then I ring up her foot long ham, and then I ring up the 2 6-inch hams as a foot long. And so she like sees on the screen like how I'm ringing it up, and she's like, oh, I didn't get 2 foot-long hams. And I'm like, oh, I know. I'm like, but since you got 2 6-inch hams, I'm gonna ring it up as a foot-long, so it's cheaper. She looks at me and she goes, oh, it's cheaper to get a foot-long than 2 6 inches? I'm like, well, no, but since you got 2 6-inch hams, if I ring them up separately, your total ends up being like $2 more than if I just ring it up as a foot-long. So she's like, so I should have got 2 foot-longs instead. I'm like, no. And she's like, but you ring up 2 foot-long hams, and you're saying that that's cheaper than my 2 6 inches, so I should have just got 2 foot-longs. And by this time, like, the grandma was already sitting down, so it was just me trying to explain to this mother. She's like, so altogether, I should have just got 3 foot-long hams. No, I'm like, if you would have got 3 foot-long hams, your total would be like $15. And she's like, but if you're saying 2 6-inch hams is more expensive than a foot-long ham, then why would I get 6 inches? And I was like trying so hard to be nice, because like Karlie said, like, I don't like to be mean to people, so I'm trying to be so nice. So I'm like, let me get a piece of paper, like, so I can write, like, so I can like draw this out for you, so you know what I'm saying, so you know.
Are you serious?
Because she thought she was like getting screwed over. She like wanted me to make her another ham sandwich. She's like, well, then I'll just get another ham instead. Like, she, like, you know what I mean? So I got a piece of paper and I was like, okay, so your mom got a foot-long steak. A foot-long steak is $8.61, okay? And then I'm like, you got a foot-long ham. A foot-long ham is $4.99. And then I'm like, and you got 2 6-inch hams. Like, your one kid got a 6-inch ham, that's $4.08. Your other kid got a 6-inch ham, that's $4.08. I'm like,
all that makes like an $8 sandwich.
Yeah, so I'm like, both of your kids added together, that would equal $8.16. But they're technically getting a foot long. So instead of me ringing it up as these 2 separate $4.08 sandwiches, I'm gonna ring it up as 1 foot long sandwich, which takes it down to $5.08, which means you're saving like $3. And then she looks at me and she's like, I don't understand what you're saying. So can you just ring it up as 2 6 inches so I don't get confused? And I'm like, well, I guess so. I'm like, but you can save $3 if you do it the other way. And she's like, well, what other way? And I don't know. I don't know. She was meaning like she should have just got them each a foot long, because it only would have been $1 more per sandwich, and then they could have had like 2 footlongs, or if she like was literally that dumb that she was thinking that a footlong was cheaper. And she's like, I just want you to ring them up as 2 6 inches because I don't understand what you're saying. Then she leaves, and then she has the grandma come back, and the grandma's like, can you explain to me what you tried explaining to her, because she just doesn't understand what you were saying.
Like, at that point, it doesn't even matter because she didn't even get that price anyways.
So then told the grandma, I'm like, well, I like tried explaining to her like everything that I just told you guys, and the grandma's like, oh, she's like, well, that doesn't really make sense, but okay. And then she left, and I was like, and then my boss like looked at me, and my boss was like, I don't know why you tried explaining that to her. Like, she clearly didn't want to hear it. Like, she clearly didn't want to save any money.
We're gonna talk about some pet peeves about just like working customer service. When you go into Subway, I'm pretty sure you all know that you gotta pick your bread first before we can do anything, okay? And these people come in all the time and they just say, I want a turkey footlong. What bread? And they're like, what? And I'm like, what bread do you want? Like, I need to know your bread. I don't think that people understand that, like, I literally, you should understand at lunch, okay? A lunch is always crazy. Almost 90% of the time it is crazy. Like, we have lines like out to the door, like, you know, and we only have about at most 3 people working, okay? And so there's usually one of us has a headset on, okay? And so when people come through the drive-thru, we sometimes make them wait because the whole point of why Subway was made is so you can come inside and you can tell us what you want on your sandwich. People think that when they come into the drive-thru, like, they're the priority. You're not. I'm sorry. Maybe at every other food place that you are the priority as drive-thru, but at Subway, you are not. We have to help the people inside first.
And we used to not like tell people, like, we used to just say, I'll be with you as soon as I can, but it got to the point where like there were just so many people inside that we had to like start like seeing the person that was in line inside when the person in the drive-thru came, and we'd like have to like tell them like, hi, welcome to Subway, just so you know the drive-thru wait right now is like 15 to 20 minutes or 10 to 15, so that they knew, because it got to a point where like people at the drive-thru were just getting so mad. I hate when people would like come in or like come to the drive-thru and like you'd say, I'll be with you in just a second, and then they would pull forward. Like if you weren't with them within like 5 minutes, they would pull forward, like, and it's like super busy, and so we like look and see them, but we can't do anything because we're like helping other customers, and this person decided to pull forward when we told them we couldn't help them yet. Okay, this like pissed me off so bad. So when I would like take someone's order and they would like tell me what kind of sandwich they would want, and then I would like ask them their veggies and stuff, and they like wouldn't answer, and I'm like, what the heck? And then they had already pulled forward before I even finished their sandwich. Like, it got so bad to a point where we had to tell people, okay, I'm gonna do your meat and your cheese, do you want it toasted? And then like if they said yes, we'd be like, okay, now please wait at the drive-thru, and when that sandwich is done toasting, I will be back to get your veggies.
We hate when people pull to the window, because then we have to get a piece of paper and write out your whole order and then take it to the front and like, you know, follow the list. Like, it's just so annoying, and it's
so frustrating.
I promise you, if you are just patient and you wait for us,
you will be there
to help you, you're gonna get your sandwich 10 times faster than if you pull to the window and you wait there for another 5 minutes before we can even notice you. If we like hear you drive off, we kind of assume, like, you know, especially when we're busy, we just assume that you left.
Forward.
Yeah, and so we're like, okay, well, I guess he didn't want to wait or whatever, and so we're like, whatever, and we don't worry about it, and we go on to the next thing until someone else comes through the sensor. And I actually had that happen one time. Like, some guy pulled up and I had no idea. I thought he had just left. Probably like 5 or like 7 minutes later, this guy pulls to the sensor, and I'm like, hi, welcome to Subway, you know, I'll be with you as soon as I can. And I started making his sandwich, and he pulled up, and it wasn't like, I opened the window and I was like, this is your total, and he's like, well, I didn't order my sandwich. What? Like, aren't you the guy? And I looked, and there was another car behind him, and I was like, did you pull forward without stopping at the thing? And he's like, well, I did, and no one answered me. And I was like, I did answer you. I just needed you to wait for just a moment until I could help you.
So that is crazy stories that have to do with working in fast food. We hope you guys enjoyed the video, and comment down below if you want to see us make more videos like this. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye! Peace out!